This week on Now Here with Chris and Kell.
We're headed to the border. We're running for the border today. So right now we're currently illegal in Mexico. We have a bit of a side mission today. We have to go to the Guatemala border.
Last time you saw us, we had a late-night panic arrival into the Chiapas marina. This is our final destination for the season, and we'll be spending some quality time here, getting drifter ready to be hauled out and stored for hurricane season. But first, we need to get cleared through customs, which means being boarded and searched by the Mexican Navy. First, the officer asks us for our paperwork, specifically our zarpe, which is essentially the document that confirms where you've been and where you're headed to next. He also needs to see our registration for the boat, insurance documentation, and of course, our passports. And then, the drug dog shows up. While interactions with foreign authorities always seem to be a little intimidating, these guys were very professional, friendly, and patient with us. After our search was over, we got our stamp of approval and were finally free to step off the boat and start tackling our list of haul-out jobs.
Finish.
Okay. Gracias.
Overall, a painless and uneventful experience. We didn't get anything taken away, and no bribes were involved. Now let's get going on that list. Item numero uno.
We have a unique situation here. We have an air conditioner for use in the yard, but we have shore power and a boat. Why don't we use it now? Stay nice and cool while we're here.
Chiapas was not only hot as balls, 34 degrees Celsius or 93 degrees Fahrenheit, but the humidity is also borderline unbearable. Installing the AC unit was truly a winning idea. Our installation methods would be questionable, but this was just temporary.
Let's do that just so it doesn't come kicking up and grab our feet.
Yeah, OSHA would be very proud.
Turns on.
Good.
It's a good thing we're not worried about it being loud. It's like a cold mountain cave in here.
Yeah.
Thing's loud. It's like the engine's on.
And now for our next order of business.
Hi.
Hello.
That looks like a cool box.
Yes, this is a box for a special purpose to be revealed later. Here's the deal.
What's the deal?
Our FFMs are expired. They definitely checked it here. They said if we try to take an international flight, we will pay a big penalty. And if we're doing a domestic flight, they won't let us take it.
Okay, what's an FFM?
The FMM is a temporary permit that allows visitors like us to stay in Mexico for up to 180 days. And apparently, we've been in Mexico just a hair longer than that.
So he's going to try to fix it here. Otherwise, we might be taking a quick road trip to Guatemala to go across the border and come back to get new ones.
Oh, we could just go into any country.
You just have to leave Mexico. That's the key.
Oh, okay. Huh. Road trip.
Already a hot one at 8 o'clock this morning. 10 till, actually. We're headed to the border. We're running for the border today. So right now we're currently illegal in Mexico. We have a bit of a side mission today. We have to go to the Guatemala border, pay a fine for being in the country, which is equal to the amount that we would have had to pay for our FMM anyway. That's our visa. Then get a free 7 extra days so we can make it to our flight next Tuesday. That is an hour each way. We've got a guy who's going to help us out, and it should be nice and easy, hopefully. We'll see how it goes.
Here we go! We got hooked up with this guy from some folks in the marina who had similar issues. Apparently, this happens quite frequently, so we aren't total idiots. We just lost track of time. Hey, that 180 days sure flew by quick. This little adventure also doubled as a bit of a tour. As this guy was a local, he had some cool tips and suggestions on where to go and what to do while we were in town. We also got some insight on the culture of Chiapas and significance of the coffee industry, and what it's like to live there. The drive itself was rather sporty. These roads are horrendous. Just look at how these giant potholes are marked. Let's hope we get this taken care of quick. As you can see, driving at night is not recommended. After about an hour of driving, we had arrived just a short walk from the border.
Tocallito, ¿qué pasó, Tocallito? ¿Cómo estás? Bien.
I'm not sure how to explain this without getting anyone into trouble, so I won't. All I will say is this saved us an unnecessary trip across the border.
Sí.
Unfortunately, this is as much as we were allowed to film of the border, but I'm happy to report it was a painless experience.
Are you legal? Finally.
We are so incredibly thankful to have someone help us through this process. We had heard of some serious horror stories of others having to cross all the way into Guatemala, and we were grateful not to be one of them.
And just like that, we're legal again and back.
As soon as we got back to the boat, we started back on our list of haul-out projects. However, we quickly realized we didn't have everything we needed for said projects, and no way of getting into town and back in a reasonable amount of time. So we stuck a pin in things for today, and decided to check out our surroundings in Chiapas. Marina Chiapas is located about 30 kilometers or 18.6 miles from the nearest town, Tapachula. There are buses that run from a local stop, but only during certain hours, so once you get into town, you run the risk of getting stuck there until morning. As we are currently carless, we decided to check out Playa Linda, which is a relatively short walk of only 2.5 kilometers or 1.5 miles.
This is a different kind of beach. This is reminiscent of someone turning the heat up on the Oregon coast. It's overcast, but it's also these big long walks to the beach where you like go through dunes and stuff, and then there's all the advisories about rip currents and stuff like that.
Yeah. It is weird that it's so flat. We really haven't experienced this.
Really, it's pretty unspoiled. No like restaurants and music and banana boats and goofiness. This is more just like pure ocean.
We quickly realized, about a quarter mile off the public entrance, this was not all pure ocean.
No, there's lots of bottles and stuff, but there's a shocking amount of footwear on this beach, washed up. Sandals, there's a sole. Do people really lose that many shoes overboard? That looks shoe-like. Yep, that's a sandal. Oh, look over here. There's another shoe. There's a sandal. There's a shoe. There's a shoe. Look at that shoe. Oh, here's a shoe. Weird. Oh, where is my footwear? If you find yourself without a shoes or shoes, just walk along a beach in Mexico. You'll find a pair eventually. They just won't match.
Aside from the crazy amount of shoes was all kinds of rubbish. Clearly, it was brought in from the tides, and it covered miles and miles of this beach. We started picking some of it up, but realized the harsh reality of how pointless our efforts were. Needless to say, this little walkabout was getting pretty depressing for both of us, so we ducked into the streets in hopes for some brighter scenery.
I found it. The way back to the street. Ah, the mosquitoes are back. The mosquitoes, I hate them. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. There's a lot of mosquitoes though, buddy. We gotta keep moving. They're gonna get us.
This poor guy we adopted along the way was totally covered in mosquitoes.
Get him off ya! Get him off ya! Oh God, there's like a billion around you, buddy. You have itchy balls? Yeah, I bet, dude. Like you have so many mosquitoes on you just now.
I didn't know that mosquitoes went after other animals.
Just humans?
Yeah.
But all over your ankle right now. Dude. Get your ankles. Tried to help Kelly and she maced me.
The mosquitoes here are no joke. Seriously, they are everywhere at all times of day. Now that we were away from the breeze of the ocean, we were being eaten alive.
Hello, goat.
Goats are very sheepish.
We made it back to the marina and started to think about tomorrow and how we'd be packing up Drifter to be plucked out of the water and back onto land. And in order to make things a little smoother on us, we had rented a car for the next couple days at just under $20 per day.
All right, dude, I'm out of here.
Okay. Good
Go
luck.
ahead and get our rental car at the airport.
Nice.
Then go into town and buy a few things that we will need to get this boat ready for haul out.
Okay. Good luck.
Thanks. So heading to get the car, we've got to basically get to the airport, which is about 15 miles away. So I need to walk along the boatyard and head out to the street and wait for a collectivo, jump on, and then they'll take us, supposedly, I just tell them that we're going to the airport, then jump off, walk to the airport, and pick up the car. Hopefully it's nice and smooth. Not a bad day to walk, early enough that it's not ridiculously hot, although it's probably 80.
Yep, it's 82 degrees already.
Guess I should have asked how often these come.
That might have been smart.
Mostly I'm worried about mosquitoes because I've got my repellent. It's not the time of day for mosquitoes, but they seem to be out all the time, so.
Yeah, the mosquitoes here don't really care what time it is.
I hate mosquitoes.
After Chris started to become a tasty little snack to these blood-sucking swamp trash flying sacks of shit, a collectivo arrived.
Puddle action. Okay, gotta get across the street and head that way. Try not to get hit by cars.
After successfully froggering across the freeway, Chris arrived at the Tapachula airport, where our brand new rental car was waiting.
Nuevo, see? Hey.
This car was so new the plastic was still on most of the interior.
Es bien. Alright. Hasta luego. Bien, shit, this thing's brand new, man. It's got 750 kilometers on it. I don't even know the speed limit. I think I'd rather take the car that's a little beat up, not the one that still has plastic on stuff. But what can you do? Ride around in style, that's what you do? Alright, let's go into town and pick up some stuff that we need. Stop number one is Home Depot. I gotta get some foam insulation to kind of build a surround for our air conditioner while we're gone.
Yeah, this cardboard situation isn't going to cut it. Chris arrives back at the marina with our sweet new ride, and I help him load up the goods. Chris has returned with the car and all our groceries, so I'm just gonna meet him with the cart up above, and then we'll load everything onto the boat. Oh, this place is a mess. So we are prepping the boat for haul out, and everything's just kind of out. We need to clean everything, got a list of jobs to do. I came down with a cold, unfortunately. So we're taking it day by day. We're taking it. We're taking it day by day. First job, Chris is screwing around with the outboard. We're flushing it actually, and we're just gonna keep knocking out these projects and get through it. We got our flights booked home, but no haul out date like set yet, which kind of sucks. We thought we had this all figured out, and then we got here and the guy's like, hey, so we don't have stands to put your boat on, so we can't really haul it out. Gotta have something to put it on, so he's working on that for us, and hopefully he'll come through. Anyway, little by little, we are making progress.
Well, it's not pretty, but we got the insulation surround for the air conditioner. There is going to be a tarp over the whole pilot house, so that will further protect this stuff, and hopefully this keeps it nice and dry on the boat over the course of the time we're gone, so we don't come back to a big moldy mess. We'll also be kind of spraying everything down with a mold killing cleaner. So
it's really coming along in here, making some progress. Let's see what Chris is up to outside. Chris has been resealing our handrails, and we cover up all our fancy elements on deck to prevent corrosion, then hoisted the dinghy onto the foredeck, which was very much a team effort. While Chris was managing the outside, I was down below sorting all our innards, like our clothes situation. And just when we were both in the middle of our projects, all of a sudden something rather unexpected happened. Our standby status got bumped, and we were told we had 15 minutes to haul out. So we basically dropped everything we were doing and fired up the engine.
Nice.
We fired up without a hitch, but our boat was an absolute mess. However, this is our window, so we're making it work as best we can. We had some help shoving off the dock, which was great. I really appreciate having one less thing to worry about. Our exit from the slip was going very well, nice, slow, and straight, with plenty of room to maneuver.
Gracias. Okay. We're clear.
We were heading into the travel lift, and starting to have a little PTSD. Last time we hauled out was quite a disaster. Check out Book 3, Episode 22, where we smashed into a pylon leaving the dock, cracking our solar panel, and then slipped in the slings and bent our prop shaft, causing a whole bunch of extra work in the yard up in Penasco. Will we redeem ourselves? Tune in next week to find out. This episode brought to you by our smashing support system on Patreon. Come join the crew for exclusive real-time updates.